Homestead, Florida. Hey, Mark, welcome. We know you. Thanks for joining. All right, so I think we're going to get started. I'm Amy Austin Renshaw. I'm the founder and CEO of CodeArt, and our education director, our amazing education director, Annette Tellez, is with us. You want to say hello?
Hello, everyone. Glad you're here to join us.
And the topic is incorporating coding into the art classroom with CodeArt. Although, of course, it could be any classroom, but that's our specialty. And let's just talk about what the goals are for today, or the agenda. We're going to talk about what our goals are, give you a brief understanding of CodeArt's mission. Annette's going to tell you the 3 ways that CodeArt can help you with bringing coding education to your students now. And then we'll have wrap up with Q&A and wrap up. So our goals for today are that by the end of the talk, you'll understand the 3 key ways that CodeArt can help you access creative coding resources to inspire your students, that you'll learn how to unlock those CodeArt resources, and that you'll have more details on our creative coding videos, the professional development we offer, and our annual all-girls coding competition. And that finally, you'll also learn how to spread the word about CodeArt to your colleagues. And just on the mission of CodeArt, so we were formed specifically to increase the number of girls studying computer science with an angle of art by delighting and inspiring them with the creative possibilities of computer programming. An added plus, we realized that when we reach out to teachers like yourselves or parents, it'll be interesting to see what all the backgrounds are, but we know you're not gonna only teach to girls, so that's an added plus that we're also, hopefully the boys will be interested in our curriculum, especially we're interested in increasing representation for gender and minorities, so hopefully that'll be a plus as well. Next. So a little bit about us. We were founded in 2016. We're Miami based, and we were founded to reverse the trend of decreasing women in computer science. Back when I was in, giving away my age here a bit, but my freshman year of college was the peak of women in computer science. There were almost, actually, I think it was 37%. I think that might be wrong, but because it was almost 40%. I think it was like 37% in 1984. And today it's less than 1 in 5. 19% of computer science graduates are women. So we formed CodeArt to especially give an early introduction to coding to girls in a fun, creative, more social way that might be more attractive to girls, and getting them at a young age so that when they meet up with those boys in like the high school CS class, they feel like they're speaking the same language and that they belong. To date, we've reached over 4,000 girls with our 3 main programs I'll tell you about in a little bit. I think what makes us special is we have an amazing team of staff like Annette and the rest of our staff, great volunteers, and an expanding network of working with teachers. So far, we've trained over 120 South Florida teachers in our professional development. We also have a great connection with computer science students across South Florida that help with leading our curriculum. And obviously, I think our angle of art and creativity makes us special, and people like you that are excited to merge art and technology and get more students excited about computer science. So again, like here's the graph that it was up, yeah, it was 37%. So like all these professions, medical school, law school, physical science, computer science were all very low in the 60s for women. All the rest kept going up to near gender parity. And there was this, in 1984, it started to decline for computer science. So that's what we looked at. And one of the big things that changed was that boys were getting an earlier introduction then. So that's why we want our programs to be accessible to girls at an early age. Go on. Sorry about that. So when we went to the CSTA convention, I learned a new term, KW, which is from kindergarten all the way through the workforce. So this graph maps that out, that at an early age, like girls show basically the same interest. 47% are interested in computer science and 50 compared to 53% of boys. But then as they get older, there's more and more things kind of pushing them away. And like I said, only 19% are graduating of female CS graduates currently. The number of women in the workforce is slightly higher because you still have those women that graduated in the 80s and such when the numbers were higher, but it's decreasing. The percentage of women is actually decreasing now in the workforce. So we're trying to reverse that. And then you look at the numbers for women of color, and it's even much lower and on the decline there too. So, and then also tech leadership is low for women. So we think we have a unique opportunity in Miami with the diversity here that we're going to reverse the trend of increasing women and women of color in computer science. Next. And it matters, like some people say, well, what does it matter if it's mostly just white guys that are doing all the coding, all the tech? And it matters, first of all, just on a very practical level. There's half a million unfilled openings for people with programming background right now. And you can see in this current environment, like those are the jobs that are safe as well. And so we need all the people we can get to help fill that. So it's good to spread the word to groups that wouldn't normally consider computer science. And then when you have this more diverse team creating the technology, you could maybe better identify the biases that might get coded into technology, not even, you know, unintentionally really, like, because they don't even consider, like, I'm sure everyone's familiar with airbags, that was like a team of men that created the first airbags, and they modeled that all after like the size of a man, and that the airbags killed women and children early on. So similar to that. So, and it also obviously is a great opportunity to raise up girls, especially girls of color, because these are high paying jobs with great benefits and flexibility. And so we want you to help expose your students to them. And, you know, our diversity mirrors the diversity of Miami-Dade County. About 85% of our students are Hispanic or Black, and which I said, you know, I think is a great plus as well. And next. And to date, we've reached over 4,500 girls. You can see our three main programs through our programs with the teachers, over 2,000 girls through our after school coder clubs and special workshops. We've reached over 1,500, and we do an annual coding competition that we've reached over 1,000 girls with. And by far the area that's growing the most is the working with the teachers and the professional development. So that's really become a focus for us. And you see that here with our programs, that the professional development's really become at the heart of it. We're counting on the teachers introducing coding in a fun and creative way to their students. And then hopefully those students will want to join after school Code Her clubs run by Code Art, or the teachers at the schools will feel empowered to start their own coder clubs. And then also that those teachers will tell their students about the annual coding competition. And just a little bit more about the professional development. Annette's going to get into it more, but we think the angle with the art is very innovative, that we're merging the art and the technology. We give extra support. It's not just like you come for a 2 to 4 day professional development with us and then adios. We give you a bunch of online resources, but also connect you with our instructors that can help you. Last year in the classroom, this year it's all virtual, but still they're coming into your classroom, be it in person or virtually, to help you lead the lessons the first few times. And especially for our art teachers who haven't coded before, that's really empowered them to be able to lead the lessons with confidence. And it helps schools, by partnering with us in the professional development, it helps schools get their STEM and STEAM accreditations. And all of this has been made possible by our partnerships. Especially Microsoft has funded this and made it possible for Miami-Dade County Public School teachers to attend free of charge. And we've also partnered with FIU to get the knowledgeable to train their students to be the instructors in the classroom. And then obviously Miami-Dade County Public Schools has helped us with that. And next, so I think our philosophy is really special. We believe that coding should be fun, inspiring, and relevant, that lessons should end with at least a completed version 1. So when Annette, you'll get that more when Annette walks you through the lessons. In praising the process and focusing on growth leads to success, that patience, collaboration, persistence, and determination are important. We believe in creating safe spaces where students can take their at-bats, that they don't have to feel they have to be perfect the first time, and that we want to create this sense of having fun and playful attitude. And I think that makes it more accessible to girls, but I also think it will make it accessible to boys that might have traditionally not considered computer science. And now I'm going to turn it over to Annette to get more into the details of our resources.
That's good. Thank you, Amy. So we've identified 3 ways that CodeArt can help you. One is that we are putting on our website 4 free creative coding videos that you'll have access to, and you just click and play them. And I'm going to show you more about how to access them. And then we have 2 upcoming professional development training programs for teachers. We have room for 20 Miami-Dade County Public School art teachers. On Saturday, they're going to be on Saturday mornings in October. It'll be 4 mornings because we have 4 lessons that we'll teach them in depth. And then we have room for 10 Miami-Dade Public School STEM teachers that'll get more in detail about, they'll get more lessons, and I'll explain more about that. And then the third thing is that we have our student coding competition. And this is really, our coding competition is for girls, but then we'll also have like an online gallery for girls and boys. But again, since our focus is on getting more girls involved, we've been having the competition to be just for girls. So step 1 really is to create your free teacher account on our online hub. And all you need to do is go to hub.code-art.com. And if you'd like, I can give you a minute if you want to go ahead and key that, website name in, so you get to that screen, that website. And we'll remind you of the website as we go on here. Once you're in the hub.codeart.com, it's going to say welcome to the hub, and you'll go down here and you'll click on sign up now. And then here, it'll get you to create your account, and you'll select teacher. And then if you have students, they can create student accounts also. And then here's where it will take more time, because here you'll enter in your, you'll click, I'm a teacher, and you'll enter in your email address, you create a password and your name, and don't worry if you forget your password, because later on, if you say, there'll be an option to reset your password if you forget it. In the interest of time, I'm going to move on, but later on, we can help you if you need help. So when you go into the dashboard, there's 3 areas that you could have access to, depending on what programs you've done with us. The teacher resources is where you have access to all of our lesson plans, slide decks, student handouts, and everything. And that you have access to if you attend one of our professional development courses. Otherwise, you can go to the student resources, and that's where you get the 4 free instructional videos and access to that. So you can have access there as a teacher to teach with those videos, or students can go there individually and run the videos and learn how to do our coding. And then the third is submitting to the coding competition. And it explains how to do that and how to go about doing that. And then one thing we need help from you all is to help us measure our impact. When you're entering the hub and you there'll be a place for you to be able to enter in the number of girls and the total number of students that you're teaching. That helps us a lot to understand how many students are having access to our lessons. Go on social media. I've listed, our social media here. Email us at info.codeart.com if you have any questions or to give us feedback and testimonials. We appreciate kind of letting us know what's going on out there and how we're impacting, because we really do want to make an impact and really help everyone. Okay, so the first thing we talked about is access to our 4 free videos, right? Selecting the student resources on the hub, and then you can lead a class using those videos virtually or in person. These are the 4 lessons that we have on, available for free. These are the ones that we also go through in depth during our professional development course. We actually walk the teachers through the lesson as though they're learning it, and they'll be learning how to code. We have teachers who've never coded before, and they actually learn during our professional development class. So we have creating abstract art. I'm going to show you examples of all of these. There's game design with Scratch, coding your self-portrait with JavaScript, and then 3D modeling. So our abstract art, we use Scratch, block coding, and these are some examples of the kind of art that they create on the computer. And these will run like an animation, because we teach them how to do loops and have the code run over and over again. And so the code will just start drawing all of these lines and dots as an animation. We have found that the girls, I don't know, they just get thrilled when their code works and they start seeing the lines drawing, and they can change the colors and the sizes and the lengths, and it's just really fun, because I just really enjoy seeing them just light up with like, wow, I did it. Our second lesson is also with Scratch. It's game design. And here we have them do a game that's kind of like a dress-up game, where they actually create the donut, and then they create different color frostings, and they draw this in Scratch, and they draw pictures of candies and of whatever they would want to top their donut with. And I don't think I mentioned, but with block coding, they don't have to key in they don't have to type in commands. They just drag and drop existing commands. So for younger kids especially, it makes it much easier for them to do coding, because they're not sitting there spending a lot of time typing. So Scratch has been a great tool for that. Again, they love this game. I mean, they just love drawing all of the little things they can decorate with, and then they press the F key and the frosting will change, and the C key for candies. We have S for sprinkles, whatever they want to make up. But again, they love seeing that they can press the keys and it works, and they've created a game. And then our third lesson is creating your own self-portrait, which is very popular. Here's an example of a self-portrait that one of our students has made. And this is what the code looks like. Here, they actually have to type in the commands. These are called functions. And these are the parameters of the functions. And you learn all about that through the video lessons. And then you learn even more with our professional development. But here, they're going to need some typing skills. So for the younger girls, like say the 3 to 5th grade girls, it would take them longer to do this, but they still enjoy doing it. But it's going to be a little bit more difficult to teach, especially remotely. So Scratch is kind of like a better tools for the young girls, but they'll still be able to do this, if you teach it to them. Most of our lessons are geared towards 6th through 8th grade, middle school. That's been our target. But then we're finding that the younger girls are really getting into this too. So you can teach the younger girls. And of course, the high schoolers really like this. And this gets to be more like commands of coding. And they really feel like they're really writing computer code, which they are. here are some other examples of some self-portraits. This year was like code with your favorite pet. So they have pets with them. We change the theme each year for their self-portraits. But you can see it's quite a variety. There's a lot you can do with it. Our fourth lesson is 3D modeling with Tinkercad. This is not coding, but the girls learn on a 3D computer-aided design that's easy to work with, how to create 3D art. And you can print it out, like a lot of local libraries have a way to do that. So to print it out for free. But it just gives them something else, another way to create, and it's a whole nother avenue of careers. Girls really like CAD. So we like to teach that to give them some other ideas of what they can be doing for careers. Okay, the second thing is enrolling in a Code Art professional development program. We talked about how we have the Intro to Creative Coding. We're going to be doing those on Saturdays in October. You can lead a school year creative coding elective. We're focusing that on STEAM teachers. That'll be in February. And we have, oh, sorry. If you're interested in our programs and you're not a Miami-Dade public school teacher, contact us at info.codeart.com and let's see if we can come up with a program for your school or your district or group of schools. And then once you've been in the professional development, you have access to the teacher resources on the hub. And that's, you know, this area that's on the hub. The things that we provide in the professional development, we have detailed lesson plans. We have standards, you know, that our lessons meet, step-by-step procedures, reflection analysis question, rubrics, vocabulary, coding tip for more advanced coding, instructions how to submit to Code Art. And then we also have like slides to introduce lessons and enhancement ideas and inspiration for the projects. And then access to the videos, of course, wrap up with reflection, and then through the PD program, we offer TA help virtually for the first 2 classes that you decide you want to teach. They'll teach it for you, or they can be in breakout rooms helping the girls, or just help you teach it. We have some testimonials. We have, you know, Code Art's been one of the best PDs we attended. Look, Mark Godinez, who has joined us today, had a, you know, he had mentioned that he highly recommends it to all technology and art teachers. Thank you, Mark. And the lessons you provided were very easy to follow. We try to make them, you know, easy to follow and implement, give you the tools that you need to be able to teach these lessons. Deborah White had said how she felt very well prepared, especially since she had the lesson plans, and the videos were great help. And then these were our sponsors to help us develop this program. And Amy, I'll turn it over to you. You're muted.
Sorry. Yes, the other third area is encouraging your students to submit to the all-girls coding competition. And like Annette said, even though for the actual contest, it's only open to girls, definitely encourage your boys to submit as well. And we're working with Microsoft and maybe some of our other sponsors to have at least a virtual gallery, if not an in-person gallery, of all the student artwork. And to recognize the boys as well. But yeah, so each of the annual competition has 4 main categories that coincidentally, they match up with the 4 free lessons. So we have the self-portrait category, we have the animation that matches up to the abstract art, and then the interactive category, where that's any program you write where the user interaction changes the output. So the donut game, the dress up game would be that. And then the 3D art is the 4th individual category. And what we're hoping is that the kids that take it to the next, that enter the competition will take it to the next level. That ideally you do go through the PD and you have access to the enhancements and the more advanced lessons, so that we don't get like, you know, 200 donut games for the interactive. category, for example, but they think of other ways you could do that kind of game, or even a completely different game through code or interactive art. And then this year, we've had an amazing group of college and high school interns working with us, and they encouraged us to expand to add a team category. Just a wonderful group of girls that are really interested in social justice, and they're like, we should have a category with code art in our annual competition where girls can work together for social good. So we've added that this year as well. And the overarching theme for all 5 categories this year is Code Your City Challenge. So there'll be, in the rubrics, there'll be extra points if, like in their self-portrait, somehow they've incorporated aspects in their background or accessories somehow to show their pride in their community. And then with the team category that they're creating, they can create websites, apps, interactive art, like data science, animations that somehow do good for their community. And so how you can encourage, you can tell your students about it. We have a packet that we'll be sending out to teachers that will give you a flyer, gives you all the guidelines, and tells you how you can explain to your students to submit. Or this year we've actually made it very streamlined for the teachers. If they want to like submit to the competition for all of their students, they can download the CSV template and input all the data and then upload it through the hub. So, definitely get your account on the hub.codeart.com. And then there's we also hold an annual event. Typically it's been in person. This year, it might be virtual, but either way, in March, we hold this big community-wide event called Code Art Fest. And at that event, we'll announce the student winners, and we have teacher winners. So we recognize those teachers that whose students submitted the most, or whose students, and also whose students placed highest, if that. So quality and quantity. And the student, okay, so here we have the theme, Code Your City Challenge, and each lesson corresponds to one of the categories of 4 intro lessons. The students or teachers can submit through the Code Art Hub. And like we said, the students can submit individually, teachers can submit for multiple students, or individually if they prefer to do it that way. And for the students, the prizes are always something to encourage them to keep with coding. And they're often like, actually, Moonlighter has been a big sponsor of ours for every year that we've done this. We've had the competition for 5 years now. 2021 will be our 6th year. And they've given prizes every year to the student winners. So you get like a month membership at Moonlighter. And we sponsored with, other 01 has done coding camps. So things like that, like coding camps or things to keep the learning going. Makey's given us things, Little Bits. So they're really awesome prizes that keeps the students interested and engaged in coding. And for teachers, though, we also have some of those type prizes, but also the teachers get a little bit of cash reward too, that with no strings attached, just to thank you for all you do. And then, so I think the last slide I had to cover was just on the new Changemaker Challenge, and it's also really focusing on the older girls as well, because the younger categories, we tend to get a lot more like the girls from our coder clubs, the middle school age or even younger. So another real reason to do this was to engage those high school girls or our 3rd level coder club girls who are in 8th grade. And yeah, we're really excited about that, and working with the schools to help form these teams and see what they can do, the young women of South Florida. So I'll turn it, with your help, hopefully we can inspire more underrepresented students, both gender and racial, to learn computer science. Thank you. And, oh wait, so, so let's go through. I don't know if you guys can unmute or if you just want to talk in the chat, but just want to
Sorry.
Oh yeah, and then do we have any questions? I didn't see any. There was one about that, but yeah, just quickly. So hopefully we learned how to access the 4 free intro creative coding videos. You've learned about the professional development, what our professional development offering is and how you can access that. And then the all girls annual coding competition. Does anyone have any questions about any of those? And the way to access that is all through the hub. So, you know, sign up, it's free. And then hopefully you get your principal's permission to take the professional development in October or January, February. So someone's asking if it's only for girls or can boys also join? So our focus, like I said, our goal is that we create this curriculum that's very attractive for girls, and girls get more encouraged to pursue computer science. But obviously when you teach these classes, it's for boys and girls, it's for all your students. And the competition is the one thing that you can have all your students to submit, but only the girls are eligible to compete in the competition. The boys entries we get will be part of the either, well, definitely a part of an online gallery of coded art for boys and girls, and possibly we'll be able to do something in person depending on how things are at in the spring. And any other questions about the resources through the hub? And then I guess number 2 is that's how you unlock the resources, go to the hub. And like Annette said, we need to update the link. Actually, we just switched over our whole website. So I think we have a beautiful brand new website if you go to code-art.com. But I do need to update the link with the interest form for the October and the January, February, the next 2 professional developments. So give us till tomorrow to look for that if you're a Miami-Dade County public school teacher and you want to sign up for those. And if you're not a Miami-Dade County public school teacher and you're interested in getting the professional development through Code Art, reach out to us by email. And then definitely, hopefully tag us on social media. Our handle is @CodeArtMiami. Yeah, so there was a question about what programming languages, Annette, do you want to answer that?
For the 4 lessons, we use Scratch for the first 2. And then for the 3rd one, we're using a form of JavaScript called Processing.js. And the last one is we're using Tinkercad for the 3D art, and that can also be printed. And we show how to export the art to print for 3D printers.
And if for the second PD, the one in January and February, where that's how to teach like a creative coding elective, that's more expansive. That covers Python lessons, HTML, CSS, MIT App Inventor, and Code.org App Lab. Yeah. Mark saying no coding experience, no problem. Right. Yeah. I just want to stress the videos really are turnkey. You can just, you know, it's probably good to watch it before you turn it on for your class. But the videos are really detailed. Annette did an amazing job of it, really putting herself in the shoes of the teacher and writing the detailed scripts that Anna and Yuhan are 2 instructors in the videos that they lead. And yeah, they're great. And now we have those all through Vimeo, and there's chapters that you can, it's really nice. It helps you like find your place in the video to go back if there's a part you want to revisit.
Yeah, and we suggest that you, you know, that you have the video in one half, like in one window on half of your screen, and then on the other half, you'll actually be doing the coding in whatever environment, you know, that the lessons for. So you can be coding right along while you watch the video, pause the video whenever you need to, that type of thing.
Yeah. And I'm just curious, like, are most of the people here, are you teachers or are you parents? How do you plan to use these? No. Oh, you want to answer that? Do you see the question, Annette, about object-oriented?
I don't see the questions.
Oh, they're asking if we do object-oriented programming such as Java or C Sharp. Not at this time. It's more like getting girls or getting any students interested early on, and then connecting them in high school with programs that they could take it to the next level with more advanced programs like that.
Yeah, our more advanced lessons are for 8th graders, and we use Python libraries, but we focus on Python.
And the mobile app development is more advanced as well.
Yeah.
Okay, any other comments, questions? If not, you guys have been amazing. We're excited to, if you want to, I'm not sure how we get everyone's emails, but you should go to our, yes, thank you, Annette. Go to our website at code-art.com and scroll to the bottom, and you can subscribe to our newsletter so you get updated information about all of the resources and signing up for the professional development. And if you want to contact us directly, reach out to info@codeart.com, and we'd love to work with you guys and just keep, you know, making a difference in South Florida and beyond. So thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Great. Have a great day.